what a beautiful day here in upstate New York. I just want to give you a quick update on the shop. Some of the lumber is here. Not near all of it, but it's a start. And the foundation, the poured walls are all in. You can see how everything's set. And the next is they're going to be putting posts into all these and building the structure. This gives us a poured wall, sidewall that goes up. So that'll be nice. There's also the option of just putting posts directly into the ground, but for long term, you know, eventually posts rot off. So this is a good, we figured a good long-term strategy, long-term approach. So in regards also to one of my previous videos about gliders, I know I had talked about gliders, what they actually are, and what is a glider. So the question came, can I rip the motor out of my emission truck and put a new motor, or put a different motor or an old motor, pre-emission motor, into it? And I did a little bit of research on it, and I found this, that you cannot rip a new emission motor out of a truck and put an old motor in. Well, can you do it? Yes, you can, but there is consequences, there's fines, and technically it's not legal. I don't think DOT is going to necessarily write you up, but it's the EPA. And you don't see EPA around very much, but they are starting to inspect trucks, or to, you know, check out emissions and things like that. These trucks with emissions, they are a problem. We have a 2014. It's actually from Ryder, a lease from Ryder. Again, nothing on Ryder's plate, but it just comes down to the emissions on the truck. Ryder themselves have been good to work with. It's just the emissions, and this is why we have this Volvo. This truck is a replacement truck, which this truck all it does really is sits here all day long and holds down the pavement, or holds down the stones. But unfortunately, the truck has no overweight permits. The truck does not have a wet line like our other truck did, and I'm hoping that we can get that truck back. It's a Kenworth T680 that we have leased. The unfortunate part with that is that truck keeps giving us issues. It has about 400,000 miles on it, and if I own that truck, I would love to pull the motor out of that truck and put a different motor into it. And that's where it gets technical. You know, you can't legally do that. And like I said, there's guys that are doing it and they're getting away with it, and most times you probably will, but it's really not legal. And I'll show you here where it says whether it's legal or not. So guys, here I have the government code of federal regulations. Hopefully you can read that, but if you type in that 40 CFR 86004-40 number into Google, you can have this complete sheet. You can read it all, but it basically says heavy duty engine rebuilding practices. When an engine is being replaced, the replacement engine must be an engine of or rebuilt to a configuration of the same or later model year as the original engine. And I don't say to have this all figured out and all, you know all the nitty-gritty details, but this is what I found. You know, I reached out also to another shop that builds gliders, and they actually pointed me to this, and I just wanted to pass it along to you guys. I've heard of some loopholes also, as well as, say you have a salvage truck or a truck with a salvage title, supposedly it's legal to get rid of the emissions. That I don't know. I want to do a little more research on that though. So in response to the question, you know, ripping out the engine of a new truck and put an old one in, you can't do it. But as long as it is, I could take out the 2014 motor and put in a 2018 motor. That would work. That would work fine. Guys, the other thing to consider is when I'm in my office and I'm looking at VIN numbers, I can go down through all my list of trucks and I can tell you exactly which truck is a glider and which truck isn't a glider by one way, and that is the VIN number. So in the VIN of any PACCAR glider, there is a G, 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 G. There's 4 G's. And that is one way you can also tell if a truck is a glider or not. So just by ripping the motor out of your truck does not make it a glider. By ordering a truck that is a glider, you can tell by the 4 G's in the VIN number. So remember that, guys, when you're ripping these motors out. If somebody wants to get smart, they can do a little bit of digging and very quickly tell whether that is a true glider or not. There are fines for ripping out, and it tells you, if you, like I said, if you Google that code, it'll give you the fines, which they're really pretty minor. I think it's $2,500 per individual or $25,000 per business, and you know, depends if you're doing it yourself or if you're, you know, if you're a company that is doing it for other people. But I don't know if that is per truck or if that is, you know, per unit that they do. That does make a big difference. Hopefully, guys, it makes a little bit of sense and a little bit of clarity to the whole glider thing. So there is a difference in the VIN numbers of trucks. I don't know about Western Star. I don't know about Freightliner. I know some of them offer gliders as well, and I don't know how those VINs look. Maybe you can let me know in the comments. But for PACCAR, there is definitely a different VIN for these trucks. And one more thing I will add is on the title. On the title, it says glider. Under description, it says glider. So you can't really get around that. So maybe just a quick update on that Kenworth T680. So we're bringing that truck back from Ryder, and a check engine light came on the way back, halfway back, and so we turned around and went back, and the till we got back there, the red light was flashing, and so that thing has been in the shop consistently. And I wish somehow there could be a waiver or something we could get. We could just rip the emissions off of it and say, hey, you know what, we've had so much issue with this, we'll give you a little waiver exemption, you can rip the emissions off and just run the truck. But unfortunately, nowadays you can't really do that. But I don't have a lot for today. I'll go inside and I'll show you guys what we got going on in the shop. A lot of just getting ready for winter, you know, getting some stuff ready, making sure trailers are serviced. We got a little bit of equipment going to an auction. No trucks are going to the auction, just some like a forklift is going to auction. So we'll go see what they got going on. Here's what's going on in the shop. This truck's getting a service, and this truck's getting a service. Today it's all Peterbilt's in the shop. And guys, I don't know if you've seen also where the video was lifting 20,000 pounds with one finger. And I was referring to this lift. These lifts are so awesome. We have all, someday I'll get into all the gray jacks that we have, because we have a lot. You see a bunch of them over there. We actually have more than that. We have a training jack. We have lots of gray stuff. But you got to remember, you have lives at stake, and you start messing around with jacks. That's not something you want to do. But these lifts are pretty sweet, you know. So right now it's parked, but I can just hit enable and I can raise this thing up. Right now you can see there is 0 weight on the cylinders, but as soon as I raise it up, I can see the weight of what this post or this stand right here has, and I can get individual weights off of each one. This unit right here, I can lift 19,000 pounds. It's right here. So these are really, really cool units. We love them. And you see I hit enable, it will automatically, after like 20 seconds, it will, there it goes. And now I have to hit it again, so it's a safety thing. When we have a truck up in the air, we chain, oh, got some wires here. We usually chain up, you can see the chain up this axle right here. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out.